Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm very happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading will be an extended weekend reading looking at the energy surrounding us on the first weekend of March, so March 2nd through 4th, 2018. For the reading, I'll be pulling 3 cards from the Sun and Moon Tarot deck, plus 1 card from the bottom of the deck for the overall energy for the weekend, and 1 Oracle card from the Earth Magic Oracle card deck by Stephen D. Farmer. Okay, just a reminder, these are all general readings that I do here on Facebook. The only way for you to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a reading from me. If you're interested, you can take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you will find pricing as well as the types of readings that I offer, or you could email me at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. Another quick announcement, for the month of March, we have 2 full moons coming up this month, so I will be putting out 2 special full moon spreads for those 2 full moons, and I'll also be putting out a separate video about the giveaway. I usually do a giveaway when it's around the time of the full moon. So I'll be doing 2 giveaways this month of March. If you're interested, just be on the lookout for the video explaining what you need to do to enter into the drawing. And if you win a free reading from me. So it's just something I like to do to give back, to say thanks to everybody who watches and likes and subscribes to my channel. All right, so let's get into our reading. We have the overall energy for the weekend. The King of Pentacles. Okay, in the past position, so the energy as we leave the week, heading into the weekend. 8 of Swords. In this deck, it's called Interference. In the present position, we have 8 of the major arcana. So we have 2 8s here. Justice. And in the future position, we have the 2 of Pentacles. In this deck, it's called Change. And the Oracle card that came out is Green Man, Synergy. Okay, so starting off with our Pentacles, and we have 1 Swords, 1 Major Arcana, and 2 Pentacles. So the suit of Pentacles has to do with, let me lower this just a little bit. There we go. It has to do with the material things in life, right? So it has to do with the work that we do, the money that we're paid for the work that we do, our homes, our families. It has to do with also the material things that we're able to buy with the money that we earn, right? It's the tangible, those tangible things that we can touch and feel here in the material realm. The King of Pentacles, when we have court cards in a reading, they can actually be people that are playing a significant role, right, in our life during that period. So in this case, over the weekend. If so, then typically this would be an older Earth sign individual, male or female, right? It's not gender specific in these general readings. So if so, this would be generally an older Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo individual. And this person is, the kings and queens of the tarot, of the court cards in the tarot, they have really mastered that particular suit. So this person would be, somebody who has really mastered the suit of Pentacles, so somebody who's quite financially secure, somebody who is very resourceful, knows how to make money, but also knows how to save money, It represents prosperity, security, somebody who's quite knowledgeable in practical things, practical matters. Somebody who's also very trustworthy. You can definitely rely on this King of Pentacles as somebody who, comes in and is there, is very, is a solid person, a very trustworthy person. So again, could be somebody, right, that you're dealing with, or could be an event or situation, or this could just be you taking on this energy, you feeling very, very financially secure, you being very resourceful. In this particular deck, the King of Pentacles is associated with like doctors, or a doctor or a healer. Could be as well. This could be you dealing, having to do something to do with a doctor, or going to a doctor to get healed. Sometimes it has to do with partnership as well, partnering up with others, using your financial savvy and sort of using those ideas that you might have with regards to finances by partnering up with others, coming together with other people to work, to sort of join forces, to join, join your assets in order to create even more wealth and stability for yourself. So, and interesting because we have all this beautiful grass beneath him here, and we have this, this beautiful forest and jungle and green going on with the Green Man cards. We'll get to that in a second. So, in the past position, this Eight of Swords card. Swords energy is, it's air energy, so it has to do with our thoughts. It has to do with our imagination, our intellect. It's also how we communicate, right? How we communicate our thoughts to other people. It's the suit of the mind. It's where all of our intentions, where we set those intentions. We come up with ideas. But the Eight of Swords, this is a card that usually we think of it as, I was trying to see. Yeah, I mean, she does. I was going to say it looks a little bit different than in the traditional tarot deck, but usually we see the person as being like enclosed, right? Is feeling very stuck, unable to get out of a certain situation, but that really is just in that person's mind, right? And just kind of like, here, it looks like she is, she's a puppet. Look, it's like she's being controlled. You see, there are like strings attached to her, so it's like, it's this feeling as though she has no control over herself or over her own life, and she's enclosed by these swords. So it's kind of like she's stuck there, and she's being, used by others, manipulated by others in some way, and she feels as though she can't, she's unable to break free of that or get out of that. But it is only in her mind, right? Because she could easily move through and even knock over one of these, or even make her way through the swords. She could get out of that. She could easily, untie these ties around her wrists, and she wouldn't, she would release this control that she feels that others have over her, which is why, the card itself is called interference here. And so it's, it does kind of speak as though, there might be somebody in some way, controlling or trying to interfere with something that you have going on, feeling as though, there might be some type of either unreliable information being given to you, since we're dealing with thoughts, right, with information, communication, possibly receiving some type of wrong or misleading information here, kind of doubting yourself, doubting, what this information is. But it is, again, it's in your mind, that it's not as bad as what you think. You can get out of it. And this is in the past. So I like seeing this in the past position because, it is it's a difficult kind of energy, because, sometimes when we're, it's easy sort of on the outside to see and say to somebody, oh, you're not really, things aren't really that bad. But when you're in when you're in that situation, it is difficult when you feel very vulnerable, when you feel restricted, when you feel as though you're being held captive, but it is all about how you see things, and it's in your mind, and you can really, what's preventing you from seeing things for as they really are. Take a look at that, and in order to cut yourself free, in order to get out of this situation. But you have, this is in the past, which brings us to So you were able to get over this, and now there's some type of karmic justice at play here. We have the Justice card, and usually, I mean, this card speaks of balance, right? But it also speaks of karmic justice. So sometimes this card appears when, if you feel as though others have wronged you in the past, right? And with this interference card, maybe there were people who were, intentionally kind of going out of their way to interfere, to try to, disrupt your life in some way, to provide you with misleading information or do something to, what am I trying to say? To disrupt your life, if there were people like that. With the Justice card coming in, it usually says that, if things were unfair in the past, now, the scales are sort of tipping in the other direction, and these people are going to get kind of what they deserve. So there is some type of, karmic justice at play when this card comes in. It also has to do with, you needing to act in an ethical manner, you needing to be responsible for your own actions, so make sure that you act responsibly. However, you don't need to stoop to their level. If they did something to you, you don't need to do that. Justice will be served, and it's not you that needs to serve that justice, right? The universe will step in and take care of that. So, and even though things may seem unfair or unjust, there's always a divine order to things. There's always a divine reason for things happening. So again, you don't need to worry about it. The universe will definitely step in and take over with that. But again, this is a card of balance. It's a card of, and it's interesting because it's a card that speaks of, any type of deceit or misdirection or anything like that. Everything now has been cut away. So this interference here, it's just completely disappearing, right? The Justice card comes in to cut away all of the BS and brings you to this Change card, right? And the Two of Pentacles, Pentacles energy has to do with it has to do with our finances. It has to do with the tangible things in life, just like we had down here with the King of Pentacles. But the Two of Pentacles is, it's a card of balance again, right? But in this deck, it also represents change. And, these cards, going back to the Justice card, I mean, this is about balance as well. And it's interesting because the Justice card kind of balances. It balances present and the future. It balances, we also have, the light and dark here with the yin yang. And the yin yang, if you look here, it's actually on this card as well. In this infinity symbol, we have the yin and the yang. So again, this balance of light and dark appearing on the Two of Pentacles card. And the Two of Pentacles card, sometimes it appears when, we're juggling a lot of things, like could be juggling actually finances. It could be juggling to pay the bills, make ends meet each month. It could be juggling our relationship with our home, our work life or our home life and our like education, going to school, or it's, juggling all the different areas of our lives, which isn't always easy, right? And this card with the juggling of the kind of the serious with the light with the dark, it kind of speaks of juggling our work and the work and the fun, the work that we have to do and our leisure time, or that type of message here. And it's also about the flow, and going with the flow. And if there is change coming in, which is what the card is, being open to that change, and going with the flow, going with whatever this change happens to be. And it could have to do with this, with the King of Pentacles, this partnering up, it could very much have to do with going with the flow. And I'm being drawn back to with the Justice card as well, I can't remember if I said it or not. I mean, obviously, the Justice card can also actually speak of the justice system, and the courts and legal proceedings, if so. And if this was with this Eight of Swords, if you were feeling entrapped and, if there was somebody manipulating you in some way, or, if you had some type of legal proceedings against the other person, you were feeling very trapped by that person, with the Justice card coming in, things are going in your favor now. The scales of justice are tipping in your favor, and and this could have to do with this financial security, possibly. I don't know if this would have had anything to do with the person that that you're partnering up with. Somehow, I don't kind of feel that it is. I feel that it's more somebody else's energy going on with this Eight of Swords and the Justice card. But whatever's coming up, and it looks like there's change with regards to finances, and positive change, right? Change, a positive change with regards to finances, career. And with the Green Man card, let me read you. I like to read the full description for the Oracle cards. This card says, I'll just read the part that speaks about, how it relates to you. And it says, you have the advantages of an incredible synergy at this time. A flow, we were just talking about flow. A flow of life is guiding you, where things just seem to fall into place as you move about your business. You are in a mutually cooperative interaction with Spirit, as your will is aligned with the will of Spirit and your mission is congruent with your sense of purpose. When this is happening, there is a synergy, a way that your life force is continually coming into balance with the forces of nature. There is also a synergy between your spiritual awareness and your personal self, or ego. Be aware of the various idiosyncrasies of your ego and do not take any of them too seriously. Know that your higher self is always looking out for your best interests. In this cycle, tune in to that guidance, however it shows up, and you will find that you move through life with greater ease due to a synergistic balance of forces expressing themselves as you. So interesting, because this message of balance, right? It was all through the reading here, and then this synergy and being in balance. And we have this beautiful green colors and rich, and things kind of flowing and things starting to flow now. And I kind of feel like this Eight of Swords is off to the side by itself, and you've cut your ties, whatever this was, and whatever these people. If there were people manipulating you, or whoever had this this sort of control over you, or supposed control, or interfering with you, you're over that now. I mean, this is all, if we look at these four cards together, it's like things are changing, things are coming back into balance. There's a definite flow, with regards to money, and money's starting to flow for you, and everything is just kind of effortless, right, as you head out of this weekend. And we're beginning the new month of March, so this is a great way to start off the month, I would say. I like our message for the weekend. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. I thank you once again for joining me. Look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light for a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.